DreAllDay.com.
Dre Baldwin, DreAllDay.com. Let's talk action taking, initiative, and how quickly and how efficiently you're able to do it. I sent this out in my daily motivation text a couple days ago from when I'm recording this, is that the more successful the person, the more consistently and the more efficiently they're able to move themselves to action. And this is if you think about it, it's actually a pretty simple concept, right? That if you want to be successful in life, everybody, I think we all generally agree that to be successful in life, you have to do something, right? Now, we all know that I talk about the be, do, have concept, that who you're being is the most important step, then the action comes, but the action does exist. It's not like you can just think your way to success. You actually do have to do something in order to achieve outcomes. Even Napoleon Hill's book was called Think and Grow Rich, but the thinking happened, and then right after that was the growing, right? Growing is an action. There's something that has to happen in order for you to grow. So in order for you to move yourself to success in life, you have to be able to move yourself to action. And when I get text messages from people, for example, when people join my text community, usually I ask them some kind of just introductory question. What are you working on right now? What's your biggest challenge? Something like that. Usually it's the same stuff that comes up over and over again. People will say something around money. I need more material resources so I can do the things that I want to do. Or it'll be something like, I'm lazy, I need to be more consistent, I need to be more disciplined, I need to take more action, I just need to be able to do the stuff that I'm supposed to do more dependably. I need to be more dependable basically to myself. And it makes sense. Then what I'm saying right now is that you got to be able to move yourself to action. And I've seen the Tony Robbins, I've seen a bunch of motivational speakers, I've been to a bunch of conferences. Every speaker, myself included, we all talk about this stuff. We just give it different names, we give it different titles, we talk about it in different ways, but we're all saying the exact same thing. To be a successful individual, you got to be able to move yourself to action. And here's the key point. The more consistently, and this is what I just said, the more consistently you can take action and make yourself take action and be consistent in the action and be efficient in your action, the more successful person you're going to be. Why? Because you're giving yourself more chances to win. I mean, I think we all, again, another thing I think we can generally agree on is that the more often you're taking action with some level of knowledge and information behind you, you're giving yourself another opportunity to be successful. And is it guaranteed that every action you take is going to end up successful? No. That's why we take multiple actions, right? That's why we do different things. And sometimes you're going to come up short. Sometimes you're going to try something that's going to be a complete, utter disaster, failure that didn't work out. But the more often you take action, you factor in what you learned last time when it didn't work or worked halfway. You factor into that the next activity, and eventually you get to the outcome that you want. But if you, let me back up. The person who takes 20 actions, and let's say they're both hitting about 50%. You and another person both successful about 50% of the time when you take action. The person who takes 20 actions has more opportunity to be successful than the person who only took 10 actions, right? That just makes sense. Why? Because the person who took 20 actions, they were successful in half of them, let's say 10, and they got a little bit of knowledge in the other 10 when it didn't work out. So now they're further ahead than the person who only took 10 actions. They were successful in 5, and they got a little bit of knowledge from the other 5 when things didn't work out. So the more often you can take action, assuming that you have a little bit of knowledge and a little bit of information and some level of intelligence, you're going to achieve more success. So the challenge for people is not understanding what I just said. Now, all y'all understand that, right? The challenge is, how do you actually move yourself to action more often than you've been moving yourself to action up to this point in your life? And this is what I was talking about in this video. It might not even come out yet when y'all see this, but I did a video where I was talking about when everything changes in life. And when everything changes in life is the moment when you start to understand that getting yourself into a certain mental frequency, getting yourself into the vibration of pushing yourself, even when you don't feel like it, and getting yourself into a state strategically where you are pushing yourself, even if the energy is not always there. And when you can kind of make this a habit, it becomes a normal way of operating for you. This is when things start to change in your life. It is not because you get yourself all hyped up and motivated all the time. It's because you have a strategy to put yourself in a state of mind. You put yourself in a frame of mind where you want to take action, where you want to be consistent, and you're doing these things without even having to force yourself to think about it. You're just doing it because it's your normal operation set. That's when things start to change. That's when life changes for people. And this is the difference between success and failure in life. Generally speaking, this is the difference right here. Is can you move yourself to action even when the energy is not there, even when the excitement is not there, even when things are not popping off the way that you want them to pop off? Can you still move yourself to action consistently all the time? And this is the point of what I said in my text message. Are you moving yourself to action? Are you doing it all the time? Are you doing it consistently? Can you do it on call? Like, all right, my energy's not there. I'm tired. I didn't get out of sleep last night. It's cold outside. It's raining outside. It's hot outside. I don't like my boss. I don't like this task that I'm working on. My business is not making the kind of money that I want to make. But I got these 10 things on my list that I need to get done. Can I move myself to action to get them done? The person who can answer that in the affirmative through your actions, not through your words, but through your actions, you can do that. That's the person who becomes successful. Moving themselves to action all the time, consistent. And I'm not talking about one day when you're excited and you're hyped, or one day when you're mad, or one day when you got this pressure situation on your back and you got to go get things done because you got your back is against the wall. I'm talking about, can you do it even when you're just in a normal state, even when you're in a less than normal state, you're in a things ain't working. Can you still move yourself to action then? And the key to this, as I talked about in the other video, is getting yourself into that vibration, getting yourself into that energy. When you can create that vibration, that energy consistently, this is why I wrote the mental workbook. So you can do this every single day. When you can do it every day and get yourself in that state all the time, then you'll always be ready and primed and ready to go to take these actions all the time. And that's what separates people. Moving yourself to action, even when you're not always excited about it, even when you don't necessarily feel like it, even when the action that you're taking is something that you don't really want to do. Can you still move yourself to get it done anyway? The people who can answer that yes through action are the people who succeed more than other people. I mean, we can all succeed at different levels, but the people who succeed at the highest level are the people who do this all the time. So all that said, text me to get my daily motivation. My number is 305-384-6894, and go to workonyourgameuniversity.com for my coaching programs. That's where you work with me directly. That's workonyourgameuniversity.com. Work on your game. Dre all day.